all know I'm not going to edit, so I thought I'd show you what's going on. Okay, so young Nera Lee, my youngest daughter, she stopped doing dancing now, and she bought herself a skateboard and said she wants to learn how to skateboard. So me being me, as a dad, cannot help myself but get involved. So here we go. I bought a half pipe. So, okay, so half pipe second hand range from about $1,000 up to about $3,000 for a good one. The $1,000 ones all need to be reskinned, which this one does. But the reason I bought this one is because it's actually a steel frame. And being a Boilermaker, steel's where I'm at. You know what I mean? Like, it's, yeah, it needs a lot of work. So my plan is, okay, obviously it's got to be reskinned. The center section here isn't big enough. I reckon I need twice that. So a sheet is 1,200. So from that edge there to that edge there by 2,400. The ramp is 2,400 wide. Okay, but I reckon the valley piece needs to be 2 deep. So it'll need to be 2,400 here, 2,400 there, and 2,400 there. I don't think, when you look underneath this ramp here, right, you've got these stays that run across here. I'm about to go and order another 12 because there's 6 each side to put an extra one in between here, which will give us a bit more support, because you can see down there where it's failed and started to spread. And so that'll support that better. Okay, obviously I'm getting rid of all the wood. I'll have to make another handrail, the same as that, for on that one. And then for this center section, what they've done is used C-section, which is that. This here's a bit dodgy here, and it's the same on the end of that one. My plan is to take 1/4 pipe to work today, strip it, and start welding in those extra pieces. And then I'm going to order C-section the same as this and run 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4 on the other side. That'll run the complete length of the whole setup once it's together, and that'll bolt that together and stop it from moving this way, that way, and backwards and forwards. And then I just have to chock it up with another piece to bring it up to height. And that way, yeah, I think that'll work perfectly. And that way it'll be able to be bolted together. So that way later on down the track, when Neralee's finished with it, I can move it on to another kid that could really use it. So it's easy to be transported. I'll keep it within the widths of 2.4 so it can be moved on the trucks and trailers and stuff like that. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, to be honest, guys. I am going to have to move this coping here, because at the moment they've skinned it with sort of one sheet. I want to run a double skin, which is going to alter the coping. So I've got to work that out yet. I'm not too sure. I've got to remove that and just modify it slightly so it runs better with 2 sheets. It'll just make it a lot stronger. Me and young Jake went and picked this up last night from about an hour and a half away, Marengandan West. Top bloke over there that I bought it from. I paid $500 for the ramp. The closest one, the other one that I was looking at, was made of timber, and it was $1,200, and it also needed to be skinned. So if I can get this completely restored, painted, reskinned with extra bracing and sitting better, it comes, this also for me, because my backyard isn't completely straight, level, this actually come with these legs, which go into these holes, so you can actually adjust the height, which is pretty good, with it being steel. I'm just not a big timber guy, but yeah, it's going to be awesome. But really looking forward to this. Neralee will be pretty happy. We've already had a guy knock on the door this morning to try and buy the ramp off us already. Like, yeah, it's only been on my front lawn for a couple of hours. We got back late last night. But yeah, so as you can see, put the extra supports through, which will divide that gap up. That gap there looks to be about 400. So that'll give us gaps at about 200. And yeah, we'll be able to work her out. I'm pretty excited. And then we'll bring those C-sections all the way through and underneath to catch on here. I'm not sure whether, because it's going to be quite expensive and trying to buy those long pieces, I may just get pieces that run through to here on both sides, and then put an extra piece of 50mm RHS here and just run a foot from there to there and 4 across, just to make it support well. But I've got to have it so that I make it needs to be moved again. One day another kid will want this, and it needs to be movable for someone else. Not everyone has a forklift in their backyard, So I need to make a happy medium between strengthening this up so it lasts and works better, and being able to be moved still. So, but yeah, I'm excited. What do you guys reckon? Did any of you guys ride skateboards when you were younger? I'm no pro at skateboarding. I'm not even going to claim to be. Skateboarding's one of those things back in the day where you'd go to the skate park and all the older kids were really good at skating, but as a young kid, you'd sort of stand on the side and watch because you weren't confident enough to get on the ramp and have a go. So by putting this in the backyard for Neroli, she'll be able to, yeah, BMX was my thing, Robbo. Like BMX, I got a mongoose in the backyard. With this only being 2.4 wide, if she uses it a lot, I'll build a second ramp. So if she uses it a lot, I'll build a second one, which will make it nearly 5 meters wide. And then it'll be big enough for a BMX and a bit better. It all depends on how much she uses it. You know, she's just starting to get into it. And but worst case scenario, if she doesn't use it a lot and it goes, at least there'll be another kid in the neighborhood that's going to end up with a mad ramp. So, you know, it's a win-win for me. Someone else will, yeah. Damn Red, I'm going to have a smoke. Got to go back to work. Too easy, dude. Get her a full face mask and make sure she wears it. Yeah, we've already spoken about, she's going to have to wear pads and a helmet for sure. I don't know about a full face mask, but I don't think I could convince her on that one. But yeah, it gets her, at the moment, she sits in her room and she plays her video games and all the rest of it. And the exercise is going to be good for her. And not only that, if I get out there too, I could use a bit of exercise myself. But yeah, all right, guys, I'm going to get this over to the yard. I'm going to take Captain's car to get some injectors coated today. And yeah, it's a slow week this week. When school goes back, generally people don't have a lot of spare money. So yeah, so it's a slow week, which is good. It enabled me to be able to go over there last night and grab this. So yeah, something different, guys. A bit of skateboard ramp action. And yeah, so I'm going to go over to the yard now, pull it off, get this pulled apart, and I'm going to order some steel on the way past. I'll measure this up now and just order angle irons, and I'll ask about the C-sections, how much they cost. Yeah, got some cars going out, some cash coming in, so we'll be able to get her happening. But I'm pretty happy with that. So I paid $500 for it. Plan is to have it repaired for under $1,200, under the price of what it would have been to buy that other one that needed repair anyway, because it needed sheeting as well. So yeah, so the sheeting, yeah, so the other one may have cost me probably $2.5 grand. But the problem with timber is, like, this thing's old and ratty, but once timber gets old and ratty, it starts to rot and the nails start to move. And is that other ramp going to be a throwaway by the next kid? Whereas this won't be. I love steel. Why you'd ever build anything out of one of those bloody things? Yeah, weld the world. That's the go. Everything should be welded up. Righto, guys. All right, I'll keep you informed on how our skateboard ramp adventure goes. I'm excited. I'm always excited when I start these projects. It's just, yeah. Anyway, all right, guys. Thank you for watching. Talk to you soon. See you.